Good afternoon, everybody. This is Central Valley Talk Live. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday. It is the 16th of June, and I'm Austin Reed, coming to you from our Tower District studios inside the Mike Briggs building. We thank you for joining us. Connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Austin Reed on Air. It is June. It's already it's past mid-June. We're now at the 16th. I just don't know how this happens. Everything just goes by so fast. But June is also Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month. And let's bring in our next guests live here in our Tower District studios today. Okay, I'm going to mess up how I say the hospice, the word before hospice. Oyuna. That's what Mike Briggs told me, too. And then I thought, I don't know, can I trust Mike Briggs?
We coached him.
Yeah, oh, okay, all right.
Most people kind of either put a link.
Yeah.
Say put something on it.
Something.
Oyuna, very, very straightforward.
Well, guys, welcome back. Of course, they're familiar guests here on our show. And, Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month. Does that usually happen in June?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
It happens in June.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the ongoing scenario with each month having a different awareness when it comes to health or especially elderly scenarios is really to do exactly what it's called to do, bring awareness to it. And we as a hospice agency, we really like to educate on that because I think so many people out there don't understand dementia, brain disorders, or Alzheimer's, and they don't understand that the care associated with it and how hospice might fit into that.
Right.
And so we look forward to any opportunity to be able to educate people and to help them, because that is a diagnosis where a lot of people are caring for a loved one at home still. And that is it's a blessing, but it is a job. And so we have the ability and the blessing to come in and really help and support families who are dealing with those particular diagnoses at home.
I want to talk a little bit today about the cost. Who wants to take that question?
I'll take that question.
Yeah.
So usually hospice is a covered benefit under Medicare and Medi-Cal programs and all other insurances. It's covered at 100%. You're never going to get an out-of-pocket cost or a copay. Usually it's covered at 100%.
Wow.
So when we receive a referral or a family calls, what we do is we verify benefits before we even open that patient up for services, because the last thing we want is to burden that family. We would never burden them with a bill. So that's why we confirm the eligibility and finances prior to actually going out there and admitting the patient under our services.
Yeah, I was going to add to that. We have numerous families that we've interacted with tell us, well, we waited till the last possible moment because we just knew we couldn't afford a big bill. And that breaks our heart because there is no bill to the family. Our government does a lot of things wrong, but they do a lot of things right in this particular scenario. And so if somebody has an inkling that they need help or support, reach out to us and let us determine.
And you walk each family through the process.
Absolutely. We would, if there's a loved one that family's taking care of, and usually with Alzheimer's or dementia, your decline can be rapid or it can be slowly. So everybody's declines, meaning if they're bedbound, they're really not eating their meals, or they've had a lot of weight loss, requiring total care. Those are things that we look at in order to qualify those patients. All it takes is a phone call to our office. I actually have the privilege of driving our doctors out, our Dr. Sagamonian out to see the patients and really evaluate them, and if they're appropriate for services, that instant or within that hour, our nurses out there, delivering equipment, delivering supplies, delivering medications. I mean, the process goes so much faster once we have that definite approval and financial clearance.
Would you say that for families that are struggling with a loved one, would you say that it's okay to ask for help and not and do it sooner rather than later.
Yes, absolutely. A lot of people hear the word hospice, and that's a scary word because back in the days, hospice was stripping everything and starting a morphine drip, right?
Right.
There's a lot of people that are scared of morphine. We get that. But we don't strip and we don't start a morphine drip. We don't do that. We give them the quality of life, and we help with that dementia, Alzheimer's journey, or any other, terminal illness. But we've had families say, "Oh my gosh, if I would have known it was like this, I would have called a long time ago." So it's just education and families really knowing what's out there, what hospice really is.
Yeah, I think a lot of families also don't, they're thinking about the patient, but they don't recognize their own needs, that they're getting tired, they're not getting normal sleep, they're getting worn down, beaten down by care. And even if the patient is at an assisted living or a skilled nursing facility or a residence care facility for the elderly, there's still an emotional dynamic of watching your loved one decline, whether it's mentally or physically. And regardless of where the patient is, we can provide care. So I also don't want people to think that that patient has to be at home with you for us to come in. Regardless of where they're at, we're going to partner up with the family. We also not only pay attention to the physical care of the patient, but we pay attention to their emotional and spiritual care. We also provide the same for the family as well, whether it's spiritual care. I'm blessed to be the chaplain. We've got social workers. We've got a whole array of care that can provide the emotional and psychosocial components necessary as well. So it's really a whole big thing over and beyond a morphine drip, making sure they're not in pain.
Yeah.
Right. Of course, it's giving them the quality of life that they have left, and nobody knows when the time is going to be. But
I mean, each patient's different. Some patients could be.
We have patients that are less than 24 hours, and we have patients that have been with us for 3 years.
Yeah. See.
And
wow.
So, if I were to tell a family who's watching or an individual watching, call now. Don't think you need to wait to the last moment. It is not a death sentence for them to go on hospice. We have patients who graduate from hospice, meaning the care is so good that they actually do get better, and we discharge them because they're no longer hospice eligible.
Wow.
So there's just so much. That's why
I didn't even think of that. I didn't know that. Wow.
We graduated about 3 the last couple of months.
Yeah.
We've been graduating them, so.
Yeah. And a lot of it has to do when you are giving complete care to an individual and the family.
Right.
A lot of times they do bounce back.
When somebody is miserable, they can, and other people are not giving them love and care, they feel that.
Absolutely. Another thing that I wanted to mention that Richard reminded me is once a patient's loved one passes away, it doesn't end there with us. We have a bereavement counselor that follows them up to a year after their loved one leaves us. That mourning journey and that, after that loved one passes, there are things that we do to help those families on that bereavement, trail. So it doesn't end when they're gone. We still continue to follow them.
And I think that's a really important thing. Myself and our social workers, we handle the bereavement both from the psychological aspect and the spiritual aspect. If you think about the year after someone passed away, you have all the firsts, the birthdays, the first holiday, the first Christmas, Thanksgiving, and those are all emotionally jarring. And so we want to be on that journey with them because we've studied, we understand all the aspects of grief, from anger to sadness to frustration to questioning, doubt. And so it's a journey that we're so honored to be on. I mean, all the employees of the hospice, they're very unique. They do it because they love people. That's the only reason you would subject yourself to this type of business.
Career,
Because you
love it. And you love helping people, 559-374-2726 or oyunahospice.com. Tina, thank you. Richard, thank you. And again, everybody, just a reminder, June is Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month.
Yeah.
Thank
We'll see you guys next time.
Yes.
Thank you for coming. Great information as always. I'm Austin Reed. This is Central Valley Talk, and we'll be back soon.
All right, good job. That was good info.
Perfect. Thank you.
I
That was
appreciate
great.
it.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you
you.
guys.